Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think yesterday we were discussing about rules of spin-spin coupling. How spin-spin coupling play important role in PMR spectroscopy that we had discussed yesterday, and today we are going to discuss, look at the blackboard, the point written is a coupling constant and the symbol is a J. What do you mean by the coupling constant? How do you define it, or what are the application or how it is useful in PMR spectroscopy that we are going to discuss today here or right now here. The coupling constant, it is denoted by symbol J. The separation between the peak within a multiplate is known as coupling constant. I am repeating the definition of coupling constant once again. The separation between the peaks within the multiplate is known as coupling constant, and it is denoted by symbol J, and it is measured in cycle per second or hertz. This is the unit of that coupling constant. So this is the definition as well as unit or symbol. What is the symbol represent for a coupling constant? And now let us go back to the example of ethyl chloride once again. Let us see here CH3, CH2 and Cl. This is the simplest example. From this we are going to understood the meaning of the whatever definition we have defined right now, that we are going to learn here. Coupling constant, how this coupling constant, let us look at over here. If you observe this structure, the name of this structure is a ethyl chloride, and how many PMR signal you can observe here? Here are two kinds of protons are there. Now first find out the types of proton. There are two types of the proton, because here you can call it as a and this you can call it as a B. There are two kinds of the protons are there. Now if you see the splitting of these, if you observe these spectrum in PMR, you will find there are two signals, one corresponding to methyl proton and another corresponding to methylene proton, right? One is a CH3, another due to the CH2, two signals. But when the same spectra scanned on high resolution PMR, then there will be a splitting occur. And why splitting occur? Due to the presence of spin state. Spin state of A is coupled with the spin state of B, and that then the signal get splitted. Suppose as a one signal in a low resolution is going to split into is a three singlet, means triplet, three peaks, that is known as a triplet, and this splitting is occur due to the number of neighboring proton present on that particular adjacent to that particular protons, and therefore we are getting as a triplet, means there are the two neighboring protons are there, and there we know that the multiplicity of the peak is a very useful in a elucidation of the structure of the compound or the molecule, because it directly provides the number of proton present on the adjacent carbon atom, and from that we can find out that. And now here look at this, if you see this peak, it gets split. Let us see the spectrum over here of the ethyl chloride. Here one peak, this is due to the TMS, tetramethylsilane. Now the we know that the approximate chemical shift values of these two kind of the proton A get split into as a triplet, because there are the two neighbors are there, and this methylene proton get splitted, or this signal is converted into as a quartet, because there are the three neighbors, and therefore splitting is a quartet. Now approximate chemical shift value also we know that one table we already discussed in our previous lecture. So the approximate chemical shift value for that methyl group is found to be 1.8 delta, and this methylene proton, which is nearer to the electron withdrawing group chlorine atom, and therefore these proton are shifted toward a downfield, and the approximate chemical shift value is found to be 3.4 delta or ppm. Now this let us see here the peak which is getting here. This is a what we can call it as a here. This peak is a due to A is a triplet, and triplet can be seen like this. Look at this. This is a triplet, and now here what we can call a chemical shift value does not change. It remains as it is 1.8 delta, and see here another peak due to this. This is a quartet, and that quartet is looks like this. Look at, these are the peak which we are getting over here. This is a what we can call it as a peak observed over here. See the peak over here. Now, and the chemical shift value is a 3.4 delta. This is a 1.48, and TMS, you know that the delta value of TMS is found to be 0 here, right? Now we are the coupling. This is the proton A, which is split into as a triplet, and this is a proton B, right, and which is splitted into as a quartet. Now when remember yesterday we have learned the rules of spin-spin coupling, and mutually coupled proton have the same coupling constant. What do you mean by the mutually coupled proton? Mutually coupled proton means what? This A proton get coupled with that B proton. Similarly, B proton can be coupled with A proton, and therefore the J value remains as it is. Now the coupling constant means what? The separation between the peak within the multiplet is called as a coupling constant, and this distance, the distance between this peak and this peak, this is generally represented by J, and here AB you can call it, not AB, here is it is coupled with that B, so maybe as a J is equal to AB here. Okay, J AB here also as a J AB, these are the coupling constant. Now here also has a distance between these two peaks. See here also J is equal to BA, here also J equal to BA, J equal to BA. The coupling constant, if you see over here, these are the mutually coupled proton. JAB is equal to JBA is equal to 7 Hertz. Generally, mutually coupled proton have the same coupling constant. So this is the representation of the coupling constant, which is denoted by J, because the 7 Hertz it clearly indicate that there may be a vicinal coupling. In a there are different types of the coupling we have discussed in our previous lecture, that is a vicinal coupling or 1-4 coupling, or a second one is known as a geminal coupling or 1-3 coupling, and third one we know that the long range coupling. But long range coupling is not the we are not going to discuss at this level. Only two coupling constants we are going to discuss. One is a geminal coupling and another one is a vicinal coupling. What do you mean by the vicinal coupling, or what do you mean by the geminal coupling? Vicinal coupling means the proton are attached to adjacent carbon atom, or they can occupy at 1-4 position. That type of the coupling are known as 1-4 coupling or the vicinal coupling. Geminal coupling means what? Both the hydrogen atom are attached to the same carbon atom. They are at 1-3 position. They occupy 1-3 position. That type of the coupling is known as a geminal coupling or 1-3 coupling, and that proton should be in a different chemical environment. That proton should be non-equivalent. Then and then there will be a coupling, because equivalent proton do not couple each other. Always remember, these are the terms why I am repeating again and again. These are the very important one. Mutually coupled proton have the same coupling constant. Just now we have seen these are the A and B, they are mutually coupled protons are there, and therefore their value is found to be as a 7, means equally JAB or JB that are the same, means mutually coupled proton have the same J value. Similarly, equivalent proton do not couple each other. Non-equivalent proton are the chemically different environment. If they can couple with each other. So let's see once again, the separation between the peak within the multiplate is known as a coupling constant, and it is represented by the symbol J and the symbol J, and it is measured in cycle per second or Hertz. These are the unit. Now let us see some of the point regarding that. Methyl proton A have two neighboring protons. Look at here, two neighboring protons, and therefore their signal at 1.8 delta is split into triplet. Here this is a triplet. And now second point, the methylene proton B have the three neighboring protons A, and therefore their signal is at 3.4 delta is split into quartet. The separation of peaks within the multiplate, the coupling constant is indicated by JAB. Mutually coupled protons have a same coupling constant. These term I already explained that mutually coupled proton have the same coupling constant. Thus, when A proton couples with B protons, A when A proton couples with B protons, or when B proton couple with A proton, the coupling constant J remains the same, that is JAB is equal to BA is equal to 7 Hertz, which is represented, which is depicted in this figure. Now, the value of coupling constant J is independent of applied magnetic field or radio frequency. Remember, J, it is a very important. J, coupling constant J is independent on applied magnetic field, applied magnetic field or radio frequency, which are used in the machine. So that J value, remember J value is independent on applied magnetic field or the radio frequency. And the second important point over here, this is the first important point, and second important point over here regarding as a coupling constant, the J value depend upon the effectiveness of coupling and relative stereochemical arrangement of the coupled proton. This is another. J is depend on the effectiveness of the coupling and the stereochemical arrangement of the coupled proton. So these are the certain point, important or useful point you should remember as far as coupling constant is concerned. Number one, mutually coupled proton have the same coupling constant. Second one, J, coupling constant does not depend upon the applied magnetic field or the radio frequency. And number three, the coupling constant depend upon the effectiveness of the coupling and the stereochemical arrangement of the coupled proton. These are the certain point you should remember as far as coupling constant is considered over here. Now here are the table is shown here. The table 7.4 shows typical structural pattern and their J values. Let's look at here table point 4. We are going to discuss over here. We are discussing the coupling constant, and here let us see table 7 point coupling constant for some structural pattern. Is a table 7.4 here, 7.4 coupling constant for some structural pattern. Coupling constant for some structural pattern. Here the coupling constant for some structural pattern, because in the stereochemistry, as we know that stereochemistry, stereo means solid, when that arrangement of the atom in a space is fixed, and depending upon that stereochemistry, the physical property as well as chemical property is fixed depending upon that stereochemistry or the arrangement or the orientation of the atom in a space. So here there are some examples, structural pattern we are going to, and their J values. Let us see, there are again as a 1 point over here. Now I am writing as a 1 point. Suppose there will be this type of the structure is present, H, then C, H. This is a vicinal coupling. Saturated carbon atom, sp3 hybridization, vicinal coupling is there, and then vicinal coupling, that is alkane, free rotation about carbon single bond possible. Therefore, the J value here remains as a, here is a structure, you can write as a structure, and here is a J values. Suppose as a structure is a this one, and J value is found to 7 to 9 hertz. That is a vicinal coupling. Vicinal coupling, free rotation about carbon single bond possible, and therefore we are getting this vicinal coupling is found to be 7.7 to 8 hertz. Generally unit is used as a hertz. Then number 2, suppose as there is a carbon double bond here, hydrogen atom, this is a cis alkene is there. The value is generally found to be 9 to 12 hertz, and if there is a carbon double bond H and H, that is a transalkene is present, and the value is nearly 8 to 16 hertz. Then suppose as this fourth one, suppose we have a compound like this, carbon double bond, here is H. This type of the coupling, generally this is known as a geminal coupling. If geminal couplings are there, HH, geminal coupling, and it is found to be 0 to 3 hertz in between that. And suppose there is a fifth one, aromatic protons are there. Let's see here, hydrogen atom over here, ortho position is a ortho coupling. In aromatic compound it is found, generally is 0 to 6 to 9 hertz. 6 to 9 hertz. 6 to 9 hertz. If there is another aromatic compound, we know that if it is one hydrogen atom here and at meta coupling, it is known as a meta coupling, and meta coupling is found to be 0 to 3 hertz. Once again 3 hertz. Suppose there is a para coupling. Para, as we know that the structure of para should be here, one hydrogen atom and one hydrogen atom at this para position, it is found to be 0 to 1, means it is a negligible 0 to 1 hertz. That clearly indicate there will be a para position. These are the sum of the what we can call it as a J values of structural pattern which we have discussed over here. Now onward we are going to see there the problem A, proton appears as a quartet at 2.5 delta, J is equal to 6 hertz on 90 megahertz instrument. Indicate the line position in hertz of the different lines, or give the relative intensities of the lines. So there are, you can calculate while answering this from the given chemical shift delta, calculate the frequency of the middle line. Chemical shift, as we know that delta is equal to change in delta value into 10 raised to 6, V0 into 10 raised to, if you put the value, chemical shift value is a 2.5 is already given, and it will come around delta V is equal to 225 hertz. So Next one, all the theoretical part we have discussed or we have covered over here. Now the last theoretical point remains here is a application of PMR spectroscopy. What are the applications of PMR spectroscopy that we are going to discuss over here one by one? Let's see the application of PMR in organic chemistry. Application of PMR. Application of PMR in organic chemistry. Organic chemistry. Application of PMR in organic chemistry. Number one, PMR spectrum gives following information which help us to deduce the structure of unknown compound. To deduce the structure of unknown compound. Number one, it helps to find out the number of types of proton in the molecule, the number of signal in the spectrum is equal to the number of types of protons. So first one, number of types of proton. If you see the spectrum carefully, number of types of proton, number of signals is equal to number of types of proton in the molecule. So that is the first application of the NMR spectroscopy. It helps to find out the number of types of proton in the molecule, the number of signal in the spectrum is equal to number of types of protons. Second application, the integration of the signal, that is area under the peaks, gives the number of each type of proton. Second one, the integration of the signal, and from that we can directly get how many protons are present. So that is the second application of the NMR spectroscopy. Third application, the position of signal chemical shift tell us about the chemical environment of the proton. Peak at 0.9 delta indicate methyl group, peak at 7 to 8 delta indicate the aromatic compound, peak at 9.7 indicate the aldehyde group may be present or indicate presence of aromatic compound, and a very downfield signal at 10 to 12 delta indicate carboxylic group. And fourth application, the multiplicity of signal tell us the number of neighboring proton. This is very important. Multiplicity of peak directly provide the number of neighboring proton present on the adjacent carbon atom. And fifth one, the PMR spectrum is useful for detecting the hydrogen bonding. When H of OH group is substituted by deuterium, the peak due to OH group disappears. And this is one of the important application of the NMR spectroscopy. Generally the alcoholic group or OH, hydrogen bondings are there, and when that hydrogen atom get replaced by its isotope deuterium cannot be detected in a PMR spectrophotometer. The signal due to OH get disappear, that clearly indicate that there is a hydrogen bondings are present. And the last one, the coupling constant can be used to determine the stereochemistry of a proton. The application number 6, the coupling constant can be used to determine the stereochemistry of the proton. If cis alkenes are there, the J value is found to be 8. Suppose as the trans protons are present, the J value is appear around 16 hertz. Suppose orthocoupling in aromatic compound, it is found to be 8 hertz. So from that we can understood what type of the compound have a stereochemistry in that. So in this way we have seen all the discuss all the application of the NMR spectroscopy. Tomorrow we are going to sum up the problem based on that. What kind of the problem appear in the exam, or what would be the probable question may appear in the exam, that we will discuss in our next lecture. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.